Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, I just got done watching Kamala Harris's speech at the Democratic National Convention. It looks like my reading on Beyonce was true, but it didn't nail Taylor Swift. Neither one of them appears to have made an appearance tonight, at least from what I've seen on my perusal of the DNC. That's all right. You win some, you lose some. Now, Kamala's speech was amazing. It was inspiring. The background of her childhood and her upbringing and the lessons that she learned, the pragmatic nature of her mom and the plain-spokenness was amazing. Finding out that it was their anniversary tonight. Happy anniversary. The message that she was bringing of hope she was bringing to the American people. Now, the elephant that was in the room, I was wondering if she was going to address it, and she did. I think she navigated the support for Israel, the fight against Hamas, and the support of the Palestinian people. I think she negotiated that brilliantly and navigated it brilliantly. I was very pleased with what I saw on that. And the audience reaction was a lot of loud applause for supporting the Israeli people and their right to defend themselves. But even louder was the applause to protect the Palestinians and bring them aid so that they can govern themselves. The crowd inside there gets it. I believe Kamala Harris and her administration get it. And the protesters that are supporting Palestine, if they're grousing that it's words, you know what? They're just being cynical at that point. They're not giving her a chance. And to the point where they're being extremists. And you can't negotiate with extremists because they want everything to be black and white. They don't like gray. They can't handle it, which is why they go to an extreme position. And you can be an extremist on the left. You can be an extremist on the right. Okay, but I've said this before. I want to look at the energy of Kamala Harris's speech. I'm finally doing one of these after I've seen it, not before. So hopefully I can interpret the cards a little bit better. Of course, it'll be my bias because of how I felt watching that speech. Again, this will be for entertainment purposes only. What I would like to do is just provide insight and background to what's going on. But let's look at the energy around her speech tonight at the Democratic National Convention. Again, entertainment purposes only. Interesting. Now, I started with Tim Walz and I got the Four of Coins and I was floundering on that. The foundation of the reading is the Three of Swords. Now, this is generally heartbreak and betrayal from people closest to you. But think of this, this heartbreak and betrayal is what the previous presidential administration under 45 had done to the American people and what they've done to democracy. The attacking the norms, the attacking the system, and assaulting it to making this country look nothing like it does now. But what if this card's reversed? What's the opposite of heartbreak? It's being filled with love and compassion. Betrayal is loyalty, honesty, support. No backstabbing. It's support. She's messaging about how people are tired of this and they want something changed. They want the joy. They're tired of the heartbreak. Cross with the Six of Cups. How interesting. If your plan is to go back to the past, it's a heartbreak and betrayal to this country because you undo everything that's been built up. If you want to move forward, not in a naive way, but in a way where people are kind to each other, you're supportive, you're loving, you find joy, you find community, you can plan for this. We can bring back our sense of community. And that really was the underlying theme of her talk was community. In the past, the Ten of Wands. It's been a difficult period of time. Almost 10 years of difficulty. Basically from when Trump descended in his escalator to now, there's been so much division and heartbreak. Now, we can go back to the Obama administration and look how they treated President Obama at the time when norms were just thrown out. I was wondering if this was talking about her childhood and the challenges she had in her childhood. Let's stay on the message, though. Things are difficult, backbreaking work. But you know what? With this heartbreak and betrayal, you're going to have to do a lot of hard work to overcome it. Current situation is the Page of Cups. If you want to go back in time, take away people's rights, back when peasants did all the work, it's a daffy way of doing something. It's just, how do you sell this to people and actually have them take you seriously? But if you're giving them hope, giving them a sense of community, willing to do the hard work, looking outside the box, you can get there. Overarching energy is the Emperor. By strong leaders or strong leadership, a strong leader could take you to the past and betray you, make life difficult. Just a difficult thing. Why are you selling this to people? Why? Because you're the king. You're the Lord God Emperor, and I want servants. I want peasants. I got my jester. I've got peasants. But if you're building people up and trying to build that sense of community, what you have is a strong and fair leader who's looking out for people to give them the best shot at happiness. The lesson to be learned is the Tower. Regardless of what's happening here, we are at a time of real change. Whether it's, Joe Biden being let go and Kamala Harris coming in and toppling this election over, whether it's a tyrant wanting to come back in place and topple our democracy, whether it's somebody who's trying to bring hope and joy back and community back to people, the way we've been living the last several years is going to change. This fear of the dictator is going to go away. And we're going to come out of this on a new journey, on a new path. The choice is really up to the voters. Which way do they want to go? Who do they want? Do they want, the dictator, the tyrant, or do they want the strong leader? Regardless of who you choose, we will forever be changed and transformed by this. We have a new start. She's bringing us to a new start. Again, if we select Trump, we'll be on a new start too, but it's going to be a downward tumble. I do not think that Donald Trump is going to win this election. Not even close. By the way, I did take a look at Truth Social. There's about 50 posts. He was posting about every minute during her speech. Just, yelling at the TV set with his phone on, and just arguing with her on the in Truth Social. It's just ridiculous. And it's like when she was saying thank you, and she said thank you 100 times. He of course said, she says thank you so many times. It's so weird. He's just trying to troll her however possible. He's such a child. He's such a child. He really is the drunk uncle. Just don't give him a microphone. Stop paying him mind. You can, yell at the neighbor's kids or yell at the wind or something like that. Okay. What's the how does the American people, the collective of the American people, how do they how do they see this speech? Okay. Calm down. We'll throw a little four-carder. Queen of Wands. We are not going back. Here we go again. We got the Queen of Wands. We got the childless cat lady. the powerful woman in charge, and in charge she is. She holds the staff. She holds the actions. She will take action. In looking forward, looking down the road, fighting from a place of strength. I think that people that have been wanting to hear her message heard her message, and I think it resonated. Oh yeah, it resonated. It resonated really well. I expect that the DNC, post-DNC, there's going to be a bump in the approval rating for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I fully expect to see that. Queen of Wands, she explained her plan, how she plans on going forward. She's going to be victorious. She's fighting from a position. Look at all these fire cards. Fire in action. Hierophant with the big government. Yeah. I suspect she resonated with people. This is the government that they want. This is the leader that they want. They're going to put her in. Look at all that fire energy that's there. You know, Kamala Harris could easily be represented by swords because she's very, very intelligent. But this is just taking that intelligence and putting it to the ground. She made an impression on the collective. Again, Donald Trump is going to go screaming. He's screaming at the TV set. He's just crazy. And, you know, he's panicking. He is absolutely panicking. And I cannot wait to see how the poll numbers come out on this. I think, who I was listening to, they were talking about the poll that they use, and she was up like 3 percentage points. I'm wondering if it's going to be up to 5 or more. I really had the feeling that they're going to get a bump at this DNC. I didn't think it going into it, but watching the energy, watching how they did things, people, you know, the viewer attendance was, you know, again, 40% more than what the Republicans were seeing. I'm wildly curious to see what the Nielsen ratings are for the people that watched the DNC tonight. And I'm curious to see what kind of bump she gets, because that's just going to push Trump further down the polls. He's hoping that RFK, when RFK announces tomorrow that he's pulling out of the presidential election, he's hoping he gets all of the RFK voters. He won't. I'm sure he will get some percentage of them. Some percentage are not going to go to Kamala Harris or Donald Trump because they didn't want the standard candidate, so they might go libertarian or something like that. And some people, you know, we're going to be Republican, liked RFK, maybe they'll go back to Republican. Same with the Democrats. I don't think it's going to be that big of a bump for Trump to get him over the hump. I'm going to work in the word stump. Anyways, enough of the rhyming. At least it wasn't alliteration. We'll leave that to Jasmine Crockett. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.